I do want to talk about something that's far more local and far more, I don't know, is it far more important? Jim McGuinness is back, Owen. Jim McGuinness is back.
The last time we heard about Jim McGuinness potentially being back was before the 2017 All-Ireland final, I want to say. Maybe it was the year after. I think it was 2017. And there was links between Jim McGuinness and Mayo. And David Brady came to the Off the Ball studio and announced, sort of famously at the time, that Stephen Rochford has never spoken to Jim McGuinness in his life. When Jim McGuinness's name started to do the rounds yesterday and tweets started to be shared that he was in with the Galway footballers, all I was thinking to myself was that poor Joyce has never spoken to Jim McGuinness in his life, which of course is immediately untrue. They do go back a little bit, and he started to think that this thing maybe is a little bit true. Maybe this thing does have a little bit of legs. And then boom, yesterday evening, video footage actually emerges. All these little rumours that we hear from inter-county training, they can be wild. The one thing that they can never be usually is proven. And I was astonished, happily astonished, that video footage actually emerged of Howard Joyce, or of Jim McGuinness, with the Galway footballers yesterday.
Yeah, this is a real picture. It didn't happen. Shane Hannon, good morning to you. How are you?
Not too bad, lads. Keeping it well yourselves.
This is the return of the GAA season, proper palace intrigue around who's training who's at training, what drills are they doing, and footage emerges.
I was actually just thinking yesterday afternoon, by chance, that, geez, the inter-county season gets underway next weekend. It's been so quiet, we haven't even really talked about it. It's been quite under the radar, and then, boom, Twitter provides a lovely video of Jim McGuinness leading the Galway training session, and now we're all talking about it.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Class.
Let's have a look at the video. This is from Unspotted on Twitter, and so apparently Tuam Stadium is surrounded by. That footage looks like it's from somebody in the actual arena, and that's clearly Jim. You can see, you know, with one of the pictures I saw yesterday on Twitter, the phone was. No, I hadn't turned the phone around. I was like, is that definitely, or is it just some other silver fox? And I saw a lot of people saying these drills are you know, super super advanced. They're like the oldest school hand-passing drills you've ever seen.
And not done to perfection either as well. I saw people pointing out as well, but maybe they're just dusting off a few of the cobwebs. It's like they're safe in Division 1, you know, they don't need to go hell for leather the first couple of weeks. I'm with Shane here. In terms of hype before a new season, like, I'm not sure, is it just me? I was unbelievably excited for the new inter-county season as a result of seeing this yesterday. I was just thinking to myself, like, all the little things that teams are doing at the moment, trying to keep away from the public eye, trying to get themselves to a new level, whatever marginal gain they're trying to bring to the training ground. All of these things have been happening over the last couple of weeks, and we don't know about them. We know about 1% of all the little efforts that have been taken by inter-county teams because they've been so private, especially this year, in terms of keeping the public out. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, yeah, bring on the inter-county season. Bring on whatever madness is going to happen over the next little while.
50 days. It's from the start of the championship to the All-Ireland final, it's 50 days. It's the most condensed thing we've ever had. It's like a slightly longer...
March Madness.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Slightly longer March Madness.
Just one other thing just on that, the excitement point of view. Like, this is a thing that we've had to deal with in sport for quite a bit over the last couple of months, this idea of things not being hyped. And it's because, you know, media not being, say, in Slovakia last week. Just wait until the ball is thrown in this weekend or when the championship starts, and then it will set in. Like, I think a lot of people felt that way about the Slovakia game last Thursday, thinking to themselves, is this game really hyped up? They were on their hands and knees, I'd say, in front of the television when chances were missed late on in the game. These sort of things don't need to be hyped up. It's just when you eventually find yourself in these, it's amazing what sport can actually do to transport you to that place where it feels like things are fairly regular all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely a little bit of momentary escape from the general sea of trauma within which we are surfing at the moment. So I, for one, welcome our new overlord of the GAA inter-county season, for sure. So this is my best deep throats. This is the bit where I should, like, pull up the collar and be in shade. So we can confirm, OTB can confirm that McGuinness took the Galway footballers for a training session yesterday in Tuam. Luckily, there's video footage there that you've seen, but our deep throat has told us a bit about this. Obviously, Joyce and Jim played together in that brilliant Tralee IT forward line that Val Andrews put together back in '99. Michael Donlan was in that front six as well. Jim was brought in as a guest coach for the day. That's our information as it stands. This is like a, you know, first date, you might say. Whether or not they're going steady, we're not sure. Whether or not they pick up the phone to each other afterwards, or if there was a lot of furious texting back and forth all the way from Chew back up to Glenties. Was it like, you know, obviously somebody else is driving, but Jim going, yeah, I really loved it too. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you. No, you hang up. I don't know. We'll see. Apparently it's often done. Obviously, not many coaches possess the profile and aura that McGuinness can bring. And, you know, the response seems to have been relatively positive from the players themselves. We'll talk with Kieran Donaghy a little bit later on about what kind of an impact Jim McGuinness might have. Is Jim McGuinness, like, is he still current enough, Owen? Like, it's been a while. He's gone off and he's partied around the world, you know? This is the prodigal son. Are Galway going to kill the fatted calf for Jim?
Are you asking if he's going to bring his expertise from the Carolinas all the way to Connemara? Is that the question that we're posing here this morning?
Or Celtic, or China?
Or Celtic, or China. Like, I mean, it's actually one thing, that one little subculture that I always found amusing was how the people in the Carolinas really didn't have any time for Jim McGuinness and like wanted him out immediately. It was like the Wenger out brigade, but from day one, and they questioned his background and all of that. Like, I think that Jim McGuinness would be back with a bang if he goes back into inter-county management straight away, because I think there's a sense of trying to prove himself again on the sporting sphere. Of course he's still relevant. He won an All-Ireland 8 years ago. He possibly should have won another one 6 years ago. That is as current as you can ask for. Like, the question is, would you take Pat Gilroy back to an inter-county football team? Of course he would. Jim McGuinness has won an All-Ireland more recently than Gilroy. They're two of the best contemporary managers in the country, and I haven't seen any evidence that he has lost his touch whatsoever, because he's essentially been working in a different sport, and I think he probably deserved a bit more patience as well on that front. So this is huge for Galway if they manage to work with him regularly. But as they say, it's only a one-day sort of bring your friend to work sort of day, where somebody knows Jim McGuinness and has brought him in for the ride. Yeah.
So do you expect this to be something that we see again later in the summer?
Yeah, winter. Definitely. 100%. Like, if this thing has gone well yesterday, whatever they did outside of the hand passing drills, like, by the way,
what drills does he do? I mean, Jim McGuinness, we wonder, like, what does he bring to a team now? But what drills is he actually doing that brings Galway a step ahead? The drill yesterday we saw was only a quick 10 seconds, of course, and it was nice to see inter-county footballers drop the ball 2 times within 15-second period. But I think it adds pressure to Galway. I mean, they've got these last 2 games. They're looking to be league champions this season, and now everyone is like, well, Galway have an added advantage of Jim McGuinness being in the ranks. So these games against Mayo and Dublin in the league and Sligo in the championship now have an added pressure on their shoulders. I think this puts the focus on Galway in a way that Pádraig Joyce was hoping it would not.
So the video leaked footage actually ramps up the attention that Galway feel and may have an adverse impact, given everything we've ever heard about pressure and how Irish people can't deal with it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's no way Galway wanted this video out. So I guess we're all curious who released it and what inter-county team they support.
Unless, Owen, what they're doing is they're saying, yeah, look, we've got Jim McGuinness. We've got everything now. Come on. Is there no element of Irish life? If you think back to what made Pádraig Joyce brilliant when he was bursting on the scene, he would, like, bang himself on the chest and go, give me the ball. I'm killing those inside backs. Give me the ball. There was never any sense of, like, oh, you know, geez, maybe if you put the ball in nice to me and I might be able to. Because, like, he was a killer. And this is a killer move.
It's definitely inadvertently sort of chest-pumping action from Galway. That's what it is. I don't think that was the intention, but that's what it is. And, like, I think a lot of people last night when they saw it are, like, Googling, where are Galway in Division 1 again? How were they going before the pandemic? And coming to a realisation that actually they were the most informed team in football before the pandemic hit. They're top of Division 1. As Shane says, they're going for the title. There won't be a league final this year to really put your foot down and actually lay down a marker. But they're coming from a Connacht Championship, where there's going to be a big game, you'd imagine, against Mayo coming in the next, month and a half. And it is at that moment then when they'll be able to make their announcement, because they're a team with a massive ceiling and the team with a huge amount of a jump forward to be made this year. And it's unbelievably exciting if you're a Galway football fan.
We've gone on a bit too long about this, to the point where our excitement has eaten into Shane's bulletin time here. So it's 11 minutes past 8. A reminder, OTB AM is live in association with Gillette. Good morning start with Gillette, giving you the confidence to tackle the day ahead.